Hi everybody, thanks for watching this video today. My name is Lou Huger and I work for the University of Idaho Extension Office in Boise. I work statewide in commercial produce safety and I'm going to be one of the trainers in the upcoming Produce Safety Alliance GARA course that you've registered for. You're getting this video because you registered for that class, and I just want to make sure that all of our participants know how to use Zoom and are familiar with that platform so we can have a really efficient and effective course. So we're going to work through a couple of the basics and what you can kind of expect to see in our class. So the first thing that you're going to get about 2 weeks before the class is a welcome email from me. It's going to have more information than this just because this is an example of what it would look like. But what you're going to want to do is navigate to the Zoom link, which is going to be right on here indicated where it says Zoom, join Zoom meeting, and that will link you straight into the meeting that we're going to be having. Before that, you may want to go online to Zoom's website and download their client, which is going to be basically the platform that's going to live on your desktop, just so you'll be able to join and have all your settings set up ahead of time. What that's going to look like is this. It's going to navigate you to their website where you're going to download it onto your computer and then save it by clicking Save File into your files like this. Once it all downloads onto your computer, you're going to see a little icon like this, which is Zoom's icon. That's going to be basically where it lives and exists on your computer. So when you navigate into Zoom's platform, after you make an account and everything, you're going to be able to go into the client software and create all your preferences and put in your profile photo and change your name and do some things that are important to do if you have time ahead of our class, just so we know who you are, what you look like, and we can keep attendance for the class. There's going to be a couple of things that are going to be required for the class, one of which having your name on your account, and then secondly, us being able to see your video through the duration of the course. So I'm going to show you a couple of logistics of how you can set some of that up just to make sure that we can ensure that you've been present throughout the entire course. So the settings look like this. You have a little gear icon in the top right-hand corner of the software, which will take you into your settings. So there's general settings that you can work your way through if you want to go through and look at all the different options that are available to you. But then the most important things for this are going to be your audio and video checks. So here's what it looks like to go into your audio to test your speaker and set up whichever mic you'd like to use. You can mostly put it as whatever the system defaults to. So that way, like right now, how I'm talking into my computer, it's picking up that sound. You can go through these settings and make sure that everything is working ahead of time. Secondly, you're going to want to go into your profile settings to put in a photo of yourself and then change your name to whatever name you prefer to go by. Another thing that might be beneficial is to put in phonetic pronunciation if your name is uniquely spelled or you like going by something else. For example, my name's Lauren, but I go by Lou, so that's on my account. Virtual backgrounds are another thing that's going to be important if you're working from home and you'd like to have a little bit of anonymity and privacy of what's going on in the background of your home. So for me, I've chosen sunflowers for my background, which you'll end up seeing in our training, but you can click this little plus sign or use a stock photo if you prefer, but you can also add any type of photo that you would prefer to be your background. So for video, when you're working through these settings, you want to pick which webcam you want. You can use the integrated webcam, which will be the one that's already programmed into your laptop, or if you're working from a desktop and you have a USB plugged in camera, then you can do that as well. You just want to pick whichever one you'd like on here. There's a lot of other settings that you can go through, but most of them aren't going to be incredibly vital or relevant to our training. So after you go through and set all those settings on the desktop application, when we actually start the course, this is kind of what it'll look like. We'll have a waiting room that will be set up, and then we'll manually put everybody in once we're ready to start the training. But essentially, this is what it'll look like on your end when you go in before there's a trainer in the room. So from here, on the far left-hand side, you can mute and unmute yourself. It's important to know that when you come on, you will be muted and you will have your video turned off, just so that way you have full privacy and you can come in whenever you're ready to start. You won't have to have your mic on. We'll have you muted throughout the duration of the course unless there's something that you want to add or question. There'll be appropriate times for everybody to have verbal feedback. And then you can start your video here and turn it off here, and it shows you with the X mark going through both of them. That indicates whether your audio and video are on. You can also click these little upward pointing arrows to go into your system preferences, and it'll take you right back to where we just were in the client software. So then There's a couple of options right here as well that will be relevant. So chat will be where you go to put in any questions you have, any type of feedback you have, and then I'm actually going to be in the way, but right here will be reactions as well. And that will be your thumb up, thumbs down, ask a question, that kind of stuff of nonverbal feedback to just let us know where we're at. So if we were to ask, who needs a bathroom break? You can put in a thumbs up. We're going to walk through all of that once the course starts, but this is just kind of if you have time to go through and you want to tinker around, these are a couple of the things we will be using in our course. A couple of other things that are going to be important. One is going to be annotate, which is the way that we're going to go about doing polls. So that is going to be at the very top of the screen that you're viewing, which you probably won't be able to see until the course starts. But then there's going to be a view options tab at the very top, which will drop down like this, and then you'll have annotate. And so we're going to be walking you guys through how to do some of this during the training. But if you want to get in here and tinker around with some of these functions, they're going to live and exist right there. Secondly, the view. So you can put it on speaker view or gallery view. Gallery view will be where you can see all the participants, which will be something we will use sometimes when we're doing group discussions, or speaker view will be right now like myself speaking, whomever is the person that has the spotlight will be in the front and center of your screen. So the last thing I'd like to touch base on is what do I do if I get disconnected? So first of all, in this email, you'll have all of my contact information. So you can shoot me an email if you end up getting disconnected and you can't get back in. If you find that the disconnection is on your side with your Wi-Fi, try to troubleshoot what's going on with your Wi-Fi, and then you can go back into the email that I've sent and click the link, and it'll take you right back into wherever we're at. And then you can also put a question into the chat box if you need help getting caught back up, so you're aware of what we're talking about, where we're at in the discussion. Secondly, if it's on our end, just be patient for a couple of moments, and usually things will kind of pick back up or unfreeze, or we'll be doing troubleshooting on our end to make sure that we have everybody check back in. So if you have any questions, my email is, well, I mean, I sent this to you in an email, so you can respond to this email or give me a call and we can go ahead and troubleshoot some things that you might have questions about or any other types of issues you have. Secondarily, if you have other questions or you're needing a little bit more in-depth help, we are going to be starting our course 30 minutes prior to the actual start date, just for anybody that wants to do an audio check with a trainer or wants to do a video check or has any other types of questions. So feel free to come on about 30 minutes prior, which is indicated in the agenda that I sent. Thank you so much and have a good day.